My name is Sheena Davis with Mockingbird Catering, and you're watching Good Day Paris.
Welcome to Good Day Paris, and thank you so much for tuning in today. What an incredible time we have here in store for you. Joining us tonight are the winners of the Miss Paris Volunteer Pageant for 2024. Emma Grace Dotson, Gracelyn Eves, and Allie Ridgway. So welcome y'all, glad to have you here. And there's a lot going on here tonight, so we won't delay in getting started, other than to say, if you have a special event that you'd like posted here on Good Day Paris, or if you'd like to leave a comment or suggestion, please be sure to send us an email at gooddayparistn@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Also, sign up for our newsletter by visiting myparistv.com to stay informed about upcoming shows, events, and other news right here in Paris. So without any further ado, please welcome in our special guest for tonight. Hello, ladies. So, tell us about what's happening locally with this fun-filled pageant that y'all were just winning, and now you've got stuff going on. Let's take it one person at a time. And I do want to say that Allie is just in from her golf tournament, so we wanted to let everybody know, and hopefully she did well. But so tell us. Let me start with you. So you're Paris born and raised.
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
15 years old, and you're a sophomore at Henry County High.
Yes, ma'am.
That's so cool. And you're on the Henry County High School golf team, and you're finishing up your second season now, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me, how'd you get involved in all of that? You've got so much going on.
So my brother actually played golf in high school. He just graduated from college. And so I just kind of, after I was finishing cheer, I was just kind of, let's just try something new. So I was like, I'll try golf.
Yeah.
Ended up falling in love with it, and then ended up quitting cheer. And I'm full golf, and hopefully maybe pursuing golf in college or seeing where it takes me. But I just figured after cheer, I was just ready for something new, and golf was it.
That's great. Well, my sister is a golfer. My whole family is a golfer. I'm the only one that doesn't golf. I played once. They said I was a natural, so maybe I should get out there, you know, but that's really cool.
Thank
so
you.
Now tell me a little bit about what was going on with you with these pageants. How old were you when you started being involved in the pageantry?
I think I was 13 whenever my mom kind of told me, hey, you want to do a pageant? Because growing up, I just thought she kind of said, let's not do those. That's not your thing, kind of. And I was 13, and she was like, do you want to do the fair? And I was like, sure. So I did the fair, and I ended up placing first maid. And so I had my dress, and I was like, let's just keep going. So then I did another local, which was the world's biggest fish fry, and I got second runner-up. So I was just really excited, and it was going great. And then Coach Anderson, our director, introduced me into the Miss Tennessee Volunteer System. So I was like, let's just try something new, and ended up winning my prelim last year in November.
Oh my heavens, it's like a whirlwind for you. You stuck your toe in and you ended up falling right in.
Yes.
Well, that's great. So it sounds like you're probably going to stick with that.
Yes, I love it.
Hang in there. Well, that's nice. So you're a former cheerleader of 5 years.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're blessed to have been the captain of 3 of those years,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So
Yes.
Are you in cheerleading coming up in this next year?
I'm not. So like I said, golf took over, and I just decided to
The bug
end
bit ya.
cheerleading. But yes,
Yeah.
I finished my freshman year at Grove, and that's whenever I stopped here.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, very good. So what's it all about for you? And, you know, what do you hope to gain from doing all of this?
So
In
Miss
your
Paris,
pageantry.
yeah,
Yeah.
Miss Paris. The local title on my chest to take to Miss Tennessee was my dream as soon as I started prelims. I don't know what it was. I just wanted to take my hometown. And then I also know how much Paris has given to me growing up. And having Miss Paris as my title, I feel like is my way to give back to my community. And then with my sister queens and then with my platform, Sweet Abilities and Special Needs Inclusion, I just feel like that is what it's all about. It's just wearing this across my chest, knowing that it is my town and knowing that I can make a difference in my own town.
So you're doing special needs, and that's your platform.
Yes, ma'am.
Sweet Abilities.
Yes.
Okay.
So
tell me a little bit about how you got that specifically.
Okay, so Sweet Jordan's, as you know, Jordan is a Down syndrome, and I actually grew up with Jordan.
Aww.
And he has a heart like no other. He loves like no other. And we were in his kitchen one night, and he wanted to bake cookies, so we baked cookies, and that's how Sweet Jordan's came about.
Really?
It really. We
that's
were
the
just
story.
We were having fun, and they were like, "Hey, we have this idea," and we went along with it. And ever since, I've just seen the way that he's loved, and then he brought all of these others. And I think there was a point. There was 32 special needs individuals at Sweet Jordan's, and I just kind of got to see first person of how they were treated by customers, and it was really awesome to see our town change from they opened in 2017. So to see how they've changed from 2017 to 2023, just to see the difference in how our community loves on them and sees them as individuals is great.
That's awesome, and that is so needed.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I think that's excellent. I think all of the girls here are kind of involved in things like that, and I really can't say enough good about that. You know, you can't go wrong. So let's see, Emma Grace. So you're a 16-year-old from right here in Henry County, and let's see, you had the Best Interview and Evening Gown Award that you had won, and you're proud to be representing your hometown as Miss Paris Teen Volunteer.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me a little bit about that. How'd you get involved in that?
So I have always helped at the fair with the pageants. And I decided this year, why not try one? And so I competed in August at Fairs to the Fair.
For your first time?
For my first pageant.
Oh my goodness, good for you.
And I got first made. And so then I had all of my dresses and outfits, and I was like, let's do another one. And so a couple weeks later, I competed at Miss Paris Teen and ended up winning it, and it has been a whirlwind of so much fun and family growth since then.
And the bug bit you.
The bug bit me.
And so here you are, and you're going to be moving forward with this.
Yes, ma'am.
I think you're going to do real good. So now you're also at Henry County High School, and you're on the swim team.
I am.
So tell me about that. So what got you involved in all that?
I started competitively swimming in 3rd grade.
Oh my goodness.
And so I have
Good for
swam
you.
every year since and went to the state competition for middle school both years that I was eligible, and then moved on into my high school career and have attended state on the relay team both years.
That's awesome. I love swimming, and I had my 2 little nieces were into that, and they were going for the gold at one point. And then other things got a hold of them. So I hope you continue on in that. And it says that you're also a Paris FAA reporter.
I am.
So you're in your youth group. You're active in that.
Yes.
How'd you get involved in that?
So I am the 6th generation to live on my family farm.
Oh my goodness.
And so I love being involved in agriculture in any way that I can. And so through FFA, it is an agricultural-based organization. And my father was also an FFA officer during his time. And so that's just been something that has carried down and has always been one of my goals.
That is great. So do you take animals to the fair?
I do.
Okay, what animal?
I have a steer that I take every year.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I'm a city girl, so to me this is like, wow, are you kidding me? They actually do this.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
you take care of that steer all year long?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness.
I normally get it the end of February, 1st of March, and we'll have it until August fair time.
Uh-huh.
And then we compete Thursday of fair week. And then it is a terminal show. So after the show that night, we will then sell them, and they will either go to slaughter or to resell. And then that money, lots of exhibitors, most of our exhibitors will use that to help pay for their college. So hopefully one day we'll be able to graduate debt-free.
Wow. That is amazing. No, seriously, city girls never hear these things. we never hear that stuff. So that is really powerful.
Yes, ma'am.
Because they could go to slaughter,
Yes.
or be sold, that. So, my goodness. So you raise them, love on them. Oh. Well, that takes a real special soul, let me tell you, and good for you.
Thank you.
So what else is going on in your life?
So with also being involved in the fair and my love for agriculture, I decided to start a special needs show this year at the fair, and it was the first year, and we had about 25 kids show lambs and goats that had been left over from, or not left over, but were still there from the Thursday before. And then we had about 100 other special needs kids watch them show, which was amazing to see them cheer each other on and really be supportive for each other, as well as they were able to learn about agribusiness and how crops are grown and taken care of throughout.
Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. Really, that's wonderful. So you're also working with the special needs here in Paris.
Yes, ma'am.
This is something. And your platform is called Day of Champions.
It is.
And so that's all about bringing this agriculture forward.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
Okay.
Into the special needs communities.
Man, I'm telling you, this is wonderful. And I'm not surprised. Paris just seems to have such a heart with with the children here, with all the people here involved. It's just an amazing place to grow up, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
It is. Okay, and so you're new. So you started this just this year. This is your first time getting involved.
Yes, ma'am. This was my first preliminary pageant that most of the time nobody wins their first prelim, but I was so grateful and honored to win my first one and it be my hometown title and be able to take my hometown title to state next July.
Oh, that is something. That is really saying something. And I'm not surprised, by the way. And so, Gracelyn.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Gracelyn Eves, and you're 20 years old, and you're a native of Houston County, Tennessee, and a current senior at Bethel University, where I understand you're in pre-med biology. Very impressive. With plans to become a cardiac surgeon one day.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. Now tell me all about that.
Well, ever since I was little, I knew I wanted to be a doctor. When I turned 12, I got diagnosed with a heart murmur. It ended up being benign, but I got to go to Vanderbilt and hear the echo, the EKG, all those things, and just really listen to the heartbeat and focus on it. I fell in love with the heartbeat ever since then. When I hug people now, I listen to their heartbeat, and I always just say everybody's heartbeat is a little bit different. And so I love that part about it. But when I was 16, I got to job shadow a cardiac surgery in Nashville at St. Thomas in Midtown, and I fell in love. And the surgeon, she was amazing. She's a role model that I hold near and dear to my heart still to this day. She was pregnant at the time, 3 months, and had already had 2 other children. And you don't see normally female cardiac surgeons, and you don't see female cardiac surgeons who have children either. So seeing her doing all of that, I was like, this is something that I can do if she can do it as a mom, and a soon-to-be mom of 3. So it fueled my passion for it even more. And during the middle of the surgery, she looked over at me, and this might be a little too much, but they were cracking open the breastbone and getting to the heart. And she was like, this is normally when people pass out. And I was like, oh no, I'm fine. And I stood there for 4 hours and watched the surgery the whole time. So fell in love since then and have been taking the steps forward to do that. So.
Well, good for you. And you know what? That's like me. I used to work in dental surgeries and things like that. I could eat a pizza and go right back into it. It never bothered me. Exactly. Some of us are okay with that, and others are on the floor.
That's me.
Yeah, that would be you. Yeah, so yeah, that is pretty cool. And your platform is promoting character education and development and social accountability. And so tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, ma'am. So I actually started my platform when I was 14. Originally, its name was Giving Grace, and it kind of like was a pun on my name. But I played it a little bit now, where I changed the name to Be the One last year. Honestly, just to make it easier for kids and young adults to adhere to it. Being the one is not specifically being the one thing. It's being the one in your community, being the one to show love, being the one in any situation that you're given. So I felt like it was more applicable to children of all ages and even young adults, as well as older generations as well. So.
That is something. I just love hearing that. And you encourage others with your platform to be who they are, while also promoting and encouraging others through listening and leading by example.
Yes.
That's excellent. Really excellent.
Yes, not only have I been in pageants kind of my whole life, but also being a big sister. I actually have 8 siblings. So leading by example was a big thing in my whole life, that it was kind of like, you have to do right so they will follow in your footsteps. And so I feel like carrying that into my platform helps, promote character education and social accountability in others as well.
Well, that's a strong point for you, that you are cognizant of those little eyes are watching you. And they are.
Yes, ma'am.
By the way, they truly are. And they will be what you expect them to be, if you look back at them and you guide them forward. This is really good to hear. Very impressive, actually. And so you mentioned you've been in this a long time. So when did you start with pageantry?
Well, my mom put me in county pageants ever since I was a little baby. She said I think I was 6 months old, and she put me in my first one. So I was always in little county pageants. When I turned 16, I decided to do Tennessee Teen USA, and I went for 3 years after that and placed top 12 in the state all of those years. And I fell in love with not really just like the competition in the pageant, but also all the girls, and meeting, I met girls from Knoxville that are still some of my best friends to this day.
Sure.
So knowing that they're all the way across the state, but we still have that connection and something that binds us together, it really touched my heart. But when I told myself when I got out of high school and went into college that I was going to be done. And then clearly that didn't happen, because I'm here today.
No, it didn't happen.
But I went to Bethel University my freshman year and won Miss Bethel. I had no idea I was going to Miss Tennessee at all. I got crowned, and they came up to me and they were like, "Oh my gosh, you're going to Jackson, you're going to Miss Tennessee." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And so it's been history ever since, and I've been in the system for the past 3 years, and I'm just so grateful and honored to be going back for my 3rd year this year as Miss Paris.
That is wonderful. And again, I'm not surprised. You girls are really something. So how long does your titles last? Are they just 1 year, or so they're 1 year,
yes,
your titles?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Just 1 year. And if you happen to win, your select title for Tennessee in July, you will have another year of service as well, but for all of Tennessee, and you'll retire your Miss Paris title.
Okay. And each one of you then will go to Jackson.
Yes, ma'am.
And that'll be when in July.
Yes.
Okay, of next year. And then you're each in different things, right?
Correct.
So okay. And so you'll be runners up, and or a winner, hopefully, in your pageantry. So that is so exciting. Yeah, and we want to hear more about that, so that as that time gets closer, we can put the news out there on Good Day Paris and see how that goes. So you were also at the Kreider Arts Performing Center on September 5th, and that your title, you were all given those titles that day, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We all competed in the same night. It was back to back to
Oh,
back.
here's a picture. Yeah, we've got a picture up. Look how
yes.
beautiful those girls are. Oh my goodness.
They're amazing. I'm very happy.
Well, you're just as beautiful. It's really something. That is really impressive. So, what age, so you were actually Oh, yeah, okay. I'm just hearing that before I ask this question. Who is crowning who on there?
So I was crowned by Miss Alyssa Wade, which was Miss Paris last year.
Okay.
I was
And
crowned by Paige Hilton.
Paige Hilton.
And
Okay.
I was crowned by Miss Victoria, that was also the Paris teen volunteer last year.
Okay, and I understand that Sarah Anderson is your pageant director, and she's here, but she's not going to be on. She chickened out on us, but that's okay. So she goes with you to all of these. Is that right?
She
okay.
does.
Okay, and we've got up here on your Facebook page at what does that say?
www.facebook.com/Miss Paris Volunteer Page.
Okay, and so people can check out all your pictures and everything that you guys are up to on that page, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Miss Tennessee Volunteer. The volunteer state, it's just amazing.
It is.
All that happens in this little city, just something. So you were saying you started as a baby.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I just grew up from there. I got involved in the fair pageant as well. I won for Houston County. Went my freshman year of high school and placed 4th runner-up at the state fairs to the fair. And that was kind of what got me involved in the bigger pageants. Went to Tennessee Teen USA for 3 years, and then, like I said, the rest is history with the volunteer system. They got me now, so I guess I got bit by the bug too.
I think you did. You got the biggest bite so far. Well, that's nice. And so let's talk about those crowns. I had heard that there was something special about the crowns. Can you tell me about that? Maybe you could share some of that.
So both of our crowns have the 5 points,
Okay.
which stands for each letter of SERVE, which is what our organization stands for.
Okay. And so is each one meaning something specific?
Yes, so the S is for scholarship.
Okay.
The first E is for education, then responsibility, volunteerism, and then empowerment.
Oh, how nice. So this is all really a well put together pageant, and you guys have a real purpose. And so now, is hers 5 as well?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if at different ages it was something different, but they're all the same.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. I've never been in a pageant. So these are questions that somebody that doesn't know. And so tell me a little bit, how would somebody get involved if they were watching this, and Allie, if they wanted to be maybe going forward next year in this?
So you actually don't have to be a local citizen or whatever of your community to be Miss Paris or to be any
Oh.
of the other local titles.
Oh,
So like
okay.
Gracelyn's from Houston County and she won Miss Paris.
Oh, got it.
I'm a
Okay.
current title holder for McKenzie, so I'll crown in November. So you can just look around Facebook, the Miss Tennessee Volunteer Facebook, and then they have a list of all the preliminaries for like the upcoming season.
Okay.
And then you can find one that's close to you, far from you, whichever. And then like my experience last year, I did 3. So I did one in Union City and then McKenzie and then Paris. And so you can just win. It doesn't have to be your local town or anything. As long as
Okay.
you win your title, you can take it to state.
Okay, so that's very interesting. I wouldn't have thought that. I would have thought maybe that you had to be in Paris or at one time in Paris. So anybody can get involved, and then they just join up a pageant
Yes.
wherever they want.
And then they can just like get their paperwork together, start a platform, just start from there, and then you kick off and you're good.
Oh my heavens, how nice.
And there's still preliminaries this season. The preliminary season's not over. So if somebody decided that they wanted to join, they still have optimal time to do so.
Okay, but now you are from Paris.
I am.
You are, and you are.
ma'am.
And you're Houston County. Okay. Now Houston,
Ottawa now.
what city is that?
Erin, Tennessee, it's just over the bridge.
Oh, okay.
It's passed over.
Like I said, I don't know these things, so I'm actually asking these questions for real. Tell us where you're from, yeah. So this is great. And now, Going back to you, Gracelyn, you were involved in some mission trips.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've done some mission trips myself in my time, and you went to Guatemala.
I did. I just got back from Guatemala in March of this past year. I fell in love with the people, the community. I felt like it was just home in a sense. There was really, I don't know, it's weird to say, but like when you go over, you think that there's going to be so many differences, but those people are like so similar to us in America, and just seeing the way that they live, you know, things were not the same, but they were at the same time, and I felt really at home and comfortable with them. I felt a lot of love from the community, and they were supporting us for being there, but we were also able to support them through dental hygiene. We got to teach little kids into schools how to brush their teeth and look at their cavities, and kind of triage the children on who needed the most work for cavities whenever the dentist was able to come in, because it was in a lower income area.
Right.
So the dentist would only be able to come once a year and not be able to see all the kids that needed it. So it was very saddening to see, but I will say it made me very grateful for the toothbrush that I use every morning. So.
Well, you know, and oddly enough, when I was reading that, I was so impressed because I spent 48 years in dentistry, and so that was a big part of my life, and that is so neat that you were able to go over there and help them, because they really do need that training. But I will say, when I got back from my mission trip, I got off the Mercy vessel, the Good Samaritan, and kissed the ground in America, and was like, it's so wonderful to be in America, to come back home. So let's see, and let me ask you, Emma Grace, it says here that you were a Paris FFA reporter and an active member in your youth group at Sulphur Well. So you go to Sulphur Well.
I do.
Okay. And you are, what year are you this year?
I'm a junior.
Junior this year. Okay. And so tell me a little bit about that. So you're a reporter.
I am. So that title, I had to do an application and also a interview, which greatly prepared me for my interview at this pageant and my public speaking skills. And so now that I've been so gratefully honored to be a reporter, I am the officer that takes all of the pictures, and I also run the Paris FFA Instagram.
Oh, how nice. Well, that is another really great thing, you know, reporting. You know,
Yes,
I have a lot of friends who are journalists and that kind of thing, and they love it, you know. So maybe you'll go in that direction in the future. And you've always dreamed of being a pageant queen, so that's something that you want to follow through with as well.
Yes, ma'am. I have always looked up to all of the queens that would come and see us at school and take pictures and have their headshots and sign them and write us little sweet notes. And so that was one of my big things with my first pageant, is I wanted to impact the little girls in my community and show them that this is possible. And I was able to do that. I would have so many little girls throughout the week come up and give me the biggest hug, as well as last Friday, Allie and I both went to the Fall Fest at PES and had so many little girls run and give us hugs, and it was just amazing to show the empowerment there.
Yeah, they're looking at you with these big eyes of wonderment. How beautiful you are with your crowns on. Isn't that something?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, that is just really something. So let's see, and Allie, now you've got a lot of stuff going on actually in sports, because you're doing, you're studying sports management to achieve your dream of working for the NFL or NCCAA. Oh my goodness. Well, tell me about that.
So growing up, football was always on my TV. No matter what, my brother was just football. I learned how to multiply through touchdowns. So that is how I learned how to multiply, through my
that's
sixes,
so cute.
and then add that extra point to make it 7. So football just has had this place in my heart, and I'm a female, so of course I'm not playing football, but just the love that a team has for each other, really like pageants. Like, I have so many sister queens that just feel like a team, but football kind of reminds me of that, just to know that I see how they connect and whatnot. and kind of like a reporter or analysis or stats data. I'm not really a math person, but I'm going to try to see what way I can get into it. But football just has had this place in my heart since I was little.
Oh, that is totally cool, and you're shooting for the NFL.
I would love it.
I'm telling you, and you're looking forward to spreading special needs inclusions in your community with Sweet Jordans. We talked about that. The Levi Miles Foundation and Able Farms. Now, how do they play into what you're doing?
So the Levi Miles Foundation is really an organization of all inclusion, not just special needs. They put on these amazing little activities, things where they bring ordinary people. They just say that everybody's special in their own ways, and then they bring special needs. So then to see the interaction that normal kids that don't have maybe the same things as a special needs has, to see them interact and to know that they are like the same person, but they shine bright in their own ways. Levi Miles Foundation focuses around that. And then I'm an avid volunteer. So when they have an event going on, I'm the first person that they'll text and ask for to be a volunteer and to help at. And then the Able Farms, she's a part of the, you're the part of Able Farms.
Okay.
So then their special needs inclusion when it comes to agriculture and animals, and that is actually just now kickstarting. They got their LLC recently.
Oh, how nice.
So it will kickstart really, really soon.
Oh my goodness, you guys are involved in so much. I love that, though. That's really wonderful, you know. So I'm going to give you guys a little platform to say whatever you want and get out whatever you're thinking to people that might be watching, you know. So who wants to go first? You want to go first? And we'll go this way.
Sure, I'll go first. I just want to thank you all for watching and for supporting us. We are so excited, and me especially, not being from Paris, but I am from a small town, and I love small towns because of the love and the community that they show everyone involved. So I'm just so excited to be a little part of Paris, and I can't wait for this year, and I can't wait to wear y'all across my chest at state in July.
Oh my goodness, yes. Thank you, and let's hear from you.
I'm so excited to be a winner of my first pageant, my first preliminary, and for it to be in my hometown representing Paris at state in July. And I just want to thank all of y'all for tuning in today, and thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Very good. And what about you?
I am honored to wear Paris across my chest like both of these girls, but I'm also blessed and honored to have both of them. They don't understand how much they mean to me. And really at the end of the year when state hits, you become a family, especially with your sister queens and your director. I'm just so excited to show my community what I have to offer for them. And I believe that Paris has given me everything that I need to be prepared and become the person that I am. So I'm ready to take that to the Miss Tennessee volunteer stage for the second time, but this time as Miss Paris.
Awesome. So you'll all be together at you literally like family is what I'm getting here, you know.
Yes,
sisters. Like the sorority of pageantry here.
We call them sister crowns. So
Yes.
Sister crowns, there you go.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yep, I was picking up on that. I'm doing pretty good, you know,
Yes.
for not knowing too much about it, to be honest with you. But that is really awesome. Yeah, we've got your Instagram accounts up here, and yeah, maybe you each want to read those out.
Yeah, so my Instagram is at Miss Paris Vol, and I would love for y'all to follow and see my journey throughout the year. I post pictures and videos of everything that I do, and it's really exciting because I get to go out in Paris, and you might see me around actually out in the community one day. So.
Neat.
My Instagram is at Miss Paris Teen Volunteer, and I would love it if you could follow me along this amazing journey and see where this takes us.
It is an amazing journey, isn't it?
It is.
Oh my gosh, you guys must actually feel like it's a dream. That's so
really
cool.
is.
Emma was just telling me before we actually started, she was like, it's crazy, but I went to watch a different prelim the other day, and she said, and I was just sitting there, and I was like, I'm really going to Miss Tennessee in July. And I was like, yeah, you are.
You're really going to be there.
Allie was with me, and I leaned over, and I was just like,
we're actually going. Like, this is real.
It is a dream come true.
And we were the second preliminary winners of the season. So to know that, like, we get to sit back and watch all these girls get their new titles and their new crowns, that's the amazing part to me.
That is awesome. Now you can read yours up there too.
Yes, I am at Miss Paris Iris Teen 2020. Oh, sorry, 24. I thought it was 2024. And I would love for each of you to just follow along all of our journeys and my own, see what we're doing locally and around the communities that are surrounding us, because we will not stop just with Paris.
That's right. You know, and you're also well-spoken.
Thank you.
Yes,
And
thank you.
Yes, and one more time for people that want to get involved, it's the www.misstennesseevolunteer.net. Everything is possible, even the impossible. Mary Poppins. How wonderful is that? But yeah, I mean, I can see how this really does help shape and mold you guys, because it's teaching you so many things, and even speaking. You know, and that's really something. You know, a lot of people your age, you know, y'all's age, when you're talking to them, they don't really know how to respond in a conversation. So this is really amazing, all these different things that y'all are learning, and I'm sure will serve you in the future. You don't know what tomorrow holds. That's the beauty of it all, and where God might take you through all of this, you know. And I just think it's wonderful that you're all together, your family, and you're learning from each other. You love each other and respect each other. It's amazing.
I think pageantry has brought so many attributes to me that I wouldn't have had otherwise, being in pageants at a young age. It's taught me how to speak, but also how to show kindness in the face of defeat and multiple other things. So I attribute a lot of who I am and the qualities that I possess as an individual to pageantry.
And I bet that is really difficult, isn't it? It is something that you have to learn, how to graciously back away. I mean, honestly, that is something that, like you say, people just don't learn that naturally, so this is really interesting. And each one of you has to learn to deal with that. I would be dying just having my animals go to... And I think that it helps every way around, you know. It's just like, oh my goodness, this is so amazing. You guys are just so cool. So thank you so much for being here with me today on Good Day Paris. And you know, as we wrap up and end tonight's broadcast, I want to remind everybody to tune in every Monday to the Tennessee Informer with Dave Vance to stay up to date on all the goings-on in Tennessee politics. And I know that you'll be glad you did, because Dave has always got something interesting and notable guests discussing topics that are important to all citizens of Tennessee. That's every Monday at 7 p.m. So log on to tninformer.com to learn more. And that's all for today, but I want all of you to maybe say, have a good day, Paris, with me when I get there. So thank you again to all our lovely ladies, to Gracelyn Eves, Allie Ridgway, to Emma Grace Dotson. Thank you guys for being here and sharing with us and talking to our viewers. I really think it was great. I'm very impressed, completely impressed with you girls. I'm going to be following your every move now. I'm going to be on your Instagram pages, checking you out, and or your Facebook pages, I guess it is, yeah. So thank you again, and thank you to Miss Sarah Anderson for backing you and being here with you and supporting you through all of this. We're so grateful for that. And it was surely a pleasure, to have you guys on tonight. So it's been a wonderful time as always. So be sure to like and click and follow us on Facebook here at Good Day Paris. And join us again next week, same day and same time. And until then, have a good day, Paris. This is great.